Hello, everyone. Welcome to one more eDirectory webinar. My name is Emerson from the marketing team. And with me today, there is Gabriel, also from the marketing team. Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Emerson. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Okay. Unfortunately, today, James is not joining us, but he will be back on the next event. But if you need to contact us, you can send us an email and we'll reply as soon as we get the communication. Okay, here are our emails. You can contact us. So just a couple of logistics before getting started. We will be recording this webinar and we'll post on our blog by tomorrow. So you can watch it again if you need. And after the webinar, we'll have a quick survey, anonymous survey. So you can send us your feedback. It's very important so we can improve our content every time. And we have a schedule of next events until the end of the year. So in November, we still have one about the best or the main eDirectory plugins, how to improve your website with some new features. And on December, we'll have one about preparing your website for the holidays, how to take advantage of the automation features so you can take a little break during these holidays. And on December the 18th, integrations to power up your website. So how to use mainly Google Tag Manager to add external widgets and features and have your website having another resources. So you can join us our Facebook community as well, facebook.com/groups/eDirectory community. You are more than welcome to join the conversation. And to register for the next events, eDirectory.com/webinars. So for anyone new here, a little background about the eDirectory. It's our software that fits any industry or purpose or vertical. We have the integrated app, so you can publish your apps with your own brand on the Play Store and App Store. It's SEO optimized, so out of the box, it has everything you need to dominate the search engines. It has an easy design and layout customization with the drag and drop page editor and also the listing template editor that we're going to show a little bit more on this webinar. We have an in-house customization team ready to serve for any modification you need in terms of design and new features. We have also the source code available. So if you are an experienced developer or if you want a bit more freedom to modify the system as you want, you can purchase the source code license and host it on your own server. And if you need a private demo, just visit direct.com and schedule a call with one of our sales representatives. Okay, so let's go. Tips to create a killer homepage. So why the homepage is so important? Because it's the page that most of your users will see first. So it's very important to create a very good first impression. You have to highlight your best content. You have to make it easy for navigation. You have to highlight the best content you have in whether it is listings or classifieds or events or deals. So that's why the home page is very important. With the page editor, you can tweak and add to any page on your website. You can create custom pages, and it's very easy to do that. But the home page is the one of the main important pages of your website. And how to think about homepage optimization. So don't fly in the dark. So you need to collect and analyze data to understand your users, understand the behaviors. Of course, you can start with a few assumptions, but having data, real data from real users will make all the difference. So you need to answer yourself a few questions, such as what are users looking for? Where are they clicking? Where are they dropping your pages? What do you want them to see? And where do you want them to click? So if you can prepare and think and imagine what's the flow of the users on your website, it will help you understanding what you need to tweak and to optimize on your homepage. And to do that, you need to take data-driven decisions using a few tools such as Google Search Console, Google Analytics, the internal search reports from eDirectory, and some heat map tools like Hotjar that we're going to show in a few minutes. These will help you to understand your users, their behavior, and plan the next move. So as I mentioned, you need to formulate some hypotheses first, and that's very fine if you don't have any idea about it. So the first thing is to think if you have enough content on your website. If you don't, get ready and get some listings out there, very shiny, very fulfilled listings. Is your content properly curated? So if you already have listings, are they looking nice, looking very good and professional? If they don't, you can tweak the listings or the classifieds, events, etc. for them, so you can have something very bright to display on your homepage. Are you showcasing the best you have on your websites? So collect, understand, and know the listings you have, the content you have on your website, so you can select and handpick a few of them to be highlighted on the homepage. Is your website easy to search? So you have the search widgets on the right pages, the right search widgets, very complete and appealing for the end user? And is the navigation helping users to find the content, the best content you have? So that's those are the basic questions you need to answer yourself on when formulating the hypothesis. So what we call on the search widget, the what and where elements. So out of the box, eDirectory allows end users to search for keywords and locations. So what and where. So are locations an important part of your directory? So if it is, it's important to use the explore more locations fields widget, I mean, so they can understand that your site serves different locations, and it's easy to filter the results and the content displayed on your website based on locations. So taking advantage of the widgets available will help users to click around and navigate on your content. Which modules are the most valuable? eDirectory out of the box, it comes with listings module, events, classifieds, deals, articles, and blog posts. So decide what is the best for your project and highlight them. And a combination of both. So if you have several different types of contents using locations as well, you can make a combination of everything on your pages. And to be able to tweak the home pages, you need to know the page editor and its widgets. Mainly, we have these widgets here to use on your pages. The header widgets that contains the navigation bar and your logo and a few more items that they can use, just like the list with us and the login and register button. The search widgets, we have a few available for homepage. We have search widgets specific for the different modules. The events search widget, for example, it has not only the where and what and the location, but also the date. So it's important if you're using events to use the right search widgets on the events homepage, for example. We have the cards widgets, which you can use it for all modules one at a time and highlight the different types of content you have. So if you want to feature just by level or handpick some advertisers, you can use the card widget for that. The banner ads widget, because it's another way of monetizing your website, selling banner ads, or even using your own Google AdSense or another ads platform. So having that on the homepage is also important for monetization to highlight your advertisers or people that just purchase banners on your website. The events widgets, because it's very important to have more content than just listings. People like to know what's happening and when. And the widgets we have for events, we have a few available. They are very important on this role. The content widgets that you can use it along with the cards widgets to display blog articles or even custom content. There is an HTML editor that you can embed external content, external widgets, external features, for example. You can use that to enrich your homepage. And we have some that we call engagement widgets, which can be the newsletter widget, so people can subscribe to our newsletter for a Miami Deals newsletter, for example, and the lead form. So you can ask a question and collect some answers using the lead form. This is just for the site owner to collect these answers. And of course, the footer. The footer also plays a very important role because you can customize the links on the footer, so you don't need to have everything on the navigation and then repeat that on the footer. So you can have a different navigation with a more precise and laser focused options for the user, and have all the things you have available on the footer. So it's a way to divide the content you have. So you are guiding the user to click on the elements you want to. And we prepared here 4 suggestions to get inspired, from a minimalist homepage to one that's a bit short, one that features advertisers, and one that has all the widgets available from all modules. So let me start with the basic here. I'm going to show you a bit of the analytics, Google Analytics. So where are we getting data from? So the first one is the Google Analytics. It will show you in details how users are interacting with your website in terms of pages, the clicks, the most visited pages. So from here, this is the basic dashboard from Google Analytics. So when you go here to reports and then engagement and pages and screens, it will show a list of the most visited pages. So as we can see, the home page is at the top. So that's why one of the reasons that it's the most important page on your website. So besides this, if you analyze the pages you have traffic, you can understand if they are related to a specific category or to a specific module, event classified, for example, and get the insight to understand what people are looking for, what they are already consuming in terms of content. So we have this custom page just for hotels, for example, one for food and dining, one for car rental, one for the deal. So using this information, we can formulate the hypothesis to see, hey, this is the most important thing I have on my website. It may not be the most important for you, but it is for your users, and they are the main reason of your website to exist. Traffic is the backbone of web traffic is the backbone of any website. So pay attention on these pages to understand what is really valuable for your audience. So besides this, there is Google Search Console that will also help you to understand what are the search terms on organic search people are typing to discover your website and click to visit. So it's another important tool to analyze when you formulate the hypothesis. And the most important thing to analyze before tweaking your home pages, it's using a tool that creates heat maps. We are using Hotjar. We are not affiliated from them. It's just a tool that we use internally, so we are familiar with that. Heat maps are just maps that shows where people are clicking on your website, the elements, if they are scrolling the pages, so you can better understand the user behavior. And from that, you are going to formulate the hypothesis for the content inside your pages and to select the widgets available as well. So let me just go to the home page here and try to get my heat maps here. There are free version of Hotjar, the paid version. There are another tools that generates the same heat map. So this is a heat map of my homepage. I guess it's still loading a bit. No, it's okay. So I'm looking here at all clicks. So I know people is clicking on to see listings, to see Miami properties, to see some events. No one is clicking to rent a car. So based on this, I can formulate the hypothesis to remove this rent a car link from my navigation. So it's not being useful. People is not clicking here. So it's occupying a space that I can use for another thing that's not visible, at least not easy with easy access for the end users. But they are also clicking on the buyer's guide link and the blog and on the login button. Right here we have the search box. So people is clicking to on both boxes to fill in the keywords and the location and hitting the button to search. I have right below this widget for categories, for listings, and I can see people are clicking to scroll this list and check for other categories. It's a matter of design. So we, Gabriel and I, we selected this widget for categories because it's tiny, it fits the page, it helps on design, but people are looking for more categories. So one hypothesis is to use the feature categories widgets that display different categories and help them to see the right category they want to. So we are reducing the amount of clicks the end user uh, does, and they will find the content a bit faster. So every point, these blue points or even red points are where people clicks. So we can scroll down the page and see that the more you scroll down, the more at the bottom of the page, less clicks. That's very normal for any website. So besides this click over heat map, I have the scroll heat map that will show you what I just told you. So at the red, so 100% of my users saw my banner and my navigation. So these are the most important elements on your website. Tweaking the navigation and the search bar is very important. As we go scrolling down, we can see that people are dropping the website, or at least they are not scrolling down to the footer. So if I go there, I can see that 6% of my users saw my footer. So it's important to have some links there to balance with the navigation links, but uh, be aware that not all of the users will get to this point. So if you want to have some important banners or advertisers highlighted on your page, don't put them too close to the footer because they will have less visibility. So this is the basic step you need to do to understand the user behavior, where they are clicking and how they are scrolling on your website. So you can focus on the main elements to optimize. With that said, let's take a look on a few examples of home pages we created so you can get inspired. So a minimalist homepage, that's very basic. So if you don't have enough content or if you want to make them to use the search box because you have a great search results page, you can be simple. Have some sliders at the bottom with some nice images that links to the best categories you have or the most visited categories, for example, or for different modules, one for events, one for listings, whatever you need to hit your goals. We have some icons here, so just teaching them how to use the website and also adding at least one information about getting listed, because it's important to have in mind that you have two main users, uh, site visitors and potential advertisers. So it's good to have something for potential advertisers as well. Some banners and the footer. So it's very simple, a very simple homepage. You can have that. You can create a custom page just for that and use for advertising purposes, for example. There's plenty of possibility with the directory. After that, we can have a short homepage that has a bit more content. So again, we have the sliders because images are very good for retention of attention. The categories widget, as I mentioned, so that's where people click to see more categories. So when I show it the heat map, the clicks are here because of that. So we have here to explore more cities. So if you have a very location-based directory that serves many different cities or many different countries or states, for example, you can take advantage of this. That will help people to click here and filter all the content related to Nashville, for example, and the footer. So it's a very basic homepage as well. We have this one that we call it featured homepage, where we are highlighting a few advertisers. It follows the same initial idea, having the sliders, having everything tailored to meet the goal of a local search website for Miami. And we have some hand-picked advertisers. So for these travel guide, we have a barber, we have properties, car rental, hotel, a restaurant. These are hand-picked, not by level, not by category, it's just hand-picked. Are the ones I want to highlight. So let's say they're paying me a bit more to be featured right below my search box on my homepage. So we have a banner ads that helps to increase the exposure of advertisers. Then we have events, a bit more banners, and the footer. So it's not too long because we know that people won't scroll that much. At least I know because I have the data. So I'm 100% sure to say that people won't scroll down on my homepage. But once you have the Hotjar or any other heat map tool connected to your website, you will be able to have your own data and take the decisions a bit more uh, clear. And a full homepage that follows the idea of our demo directory that highlights all the content you have on our websites. So after the the main search bar, you can use the feature listings by location, by category, or by combining both location and category. You can have the deals, you can have the classifieds, upcoming events, a bit more banners. Here we have the blogs and the newsletter widgets and an article from our users. So it's an user-generated content for articles. So we have also the recent reviews that helps people understanding that they can interact with your website. They can leave reviews. It's very important feature for any website. The explore more places widget, so people can also look for places directly, and the footer. So far, any questions until here, Gabriel? Something that I should stop and
Yes,
answer?
yes, we have a few questions. So the first one coming from Rhonda. She asked, can you show a homepage with minimal widgets compared to one with more engagement widgets? I think she wants to see like a comparison of a page that doesn't have any much widgets, just like a plain page, and another one's like we are showing right now that has a lot of different widgets to build a home page. So yeah, the good thing about a directory is that you can select how many widgets do you want to use on your home page, depending on your strategy and what kind of content do you want to highlight. For example, you can highlight categories, you can highlight listings, or classifieds or blog articles, for example, that depends on what type of content would you like to showcase.
Yeah,
Mm.
Rhonda, I can, or even Gabriel can share the links of these four pages we showed, or at the end I can post the links
Yeah.
so you can take a look for yourself on of what we did and have a better idea.
And another one from Dean
But
asking about bounce rate. So Dean, when he looks when does Google start looking down on your website, like when most people are only 1 or 2 minutes on a page? I'm just worried about high bounce rate. So the definition of bounce rate is when you have a session, like a page visitor, that only sees one page and then leaves your website. So and then you calculate the amount of visits that you have compared to how many sessions that you have only one page visited. All right. Usually it depends on the industry, but it can get, for example, I did some research and in IT and services, it can go high as 62%. That means that like 6 people will leave after just seeing one page and then we leave the website. So that's considered the bounce rate. And usually, all of the major industries like real estate, industrial, lifestyle, business, computer electronics, finance, they are all over 50% until 60%. So they're pretty kind of high in that regard. So then you have a base of comparison there.
Yeah,
Not,
very good. And also, the bounce rates depends on the page because let's say you have a page indexed for absolute 10 for this listing, and people is looking for this listing. They will see the page on the Google search page results. They will click, they will find the information, the phone, the address, and then they will leave. So there is a high bounce rate on this
yes.
page, but it served the purpose. So uh, I know that Google considers the bounce rate one of the weights for SEO, etc., but it served the purpose. So having the clicks or having people staying not too long on the pages, but clicking and visiting another pages that they are looking for, it's a good sign for Google.
Another question from Kim Ford. Is the height of the slider adjustable for the homepage, or must we have something custom done? I noticed that you had one that had very small in height slider.
Yes, the height of the slider probably may be decreased with some CSS custom codes. You can do that on the design sections of the website. We do not recommend because it may uh, distort your website or some images, but it can be done. But besides the search widget with the sliders at the background, we have another options, just a shorter one, but does not have the sliders rotating on the back. So you have some options to explore in terms of sliders, and probably using some CSS tricks, you can reduce the height of this one with this background slider.
One from Johannes. How can I use a heat map to find out which slider images on the front page triggers the highest user engagement slash clicks? I think that he's asking since the sliders are rotating, how can we check if, for example, slide number 2 or number 3 are performing well or not on the clicks?
Uh, Hotjar has another tool, which is the recordings. So let me just go back here because the heat map is just a static image, and we are talking about some movements on the slider. So it does not capture on the heat map the click on the first, second, or third slider. But you have the ability to go for recordings. Let's just open up a bit more options here because you can see the recording, so you can see it in action. Let's play it and see how it goes. I'm going just to speed up a little bit. So you can see the recording. So you can see the mouse moving, they're scrolling, what they're doing. So it's one by one. It's not like a heat map to show you that the best slider is number 1, 2, or 3, but probably using some reportings from Google Analytics, you can see the traffic from your homepage to the pages linked to your slider. So it's another report that you can use on Google Analytics to understand this flow from the homepage to the next page. Okay, more
Yes.
questions?
Yes, another one from Kim Ford asking if the timing is adjustable on the sliders. For example, if you can change from 5 seconds to 2 seconds.
No, out of the box, you don't have this option to control the time and the delay of the slide changes,
That would be custom.
but it can be customized. Yep.
Yes. And the last one from Rhonda, each picture on one of the sliders I saw was named for a category. Does clicking on the slider take you to that category, or must the user enter the category to bring it up?
You can select the link of the slider, the title, the text. I'm going to show you right now the page editor briefly for each home page. So let me get this full home page that we have all the widgets configured already. So once you are logged in on your website as a site manager, you see this link here, edit this page. That's going to open the page editor. So here on the page editor, we have everything you need to customize the page. Here is the header, as I mentioned at the beginning, the most important. As our marketing demo directory website has the drop-down menu plugin installed, the navigation is not controlled by here. It's controlled on another place that you can select the widgets available, the widgets, I'm sorry, the links related on the navigation bar. So just going back a little bit, all these links, rent a car, buyer's guide, etc., is controlled on my website because of the plugin on the navigation menu link here. But in standard installations, we're going to click on the pencil icon to edit the widgets, and you see the navigation links somewhere around here. And also we'll have the options for the color, to have it, the stick menu that you scroll the page, the menu gets sticked at the header so they don't lose the basic information from your website. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this widget here. And the search box, that's the question from Rhonda. So when you are creating the slides, you can add a new slider here, but let me just open one. You are going to select the title, the summary description, the small text below. The image, you can use the built-in integration with Unsplash to search for great quality images and royalty-free, which is very important to mention. And you can select the link of the page. So it can go to listen home, event home, classifieds, or any other custom page you built. And you can even use a custom link. So if it's an advertiser that wants to have a link for his website, for example, you can do that. So you can just use a custom link and place the URL, the address of your advertiser's website here. So from the slider, they will go to your advertiser's website. We do not recommend, because we want people to stay on your website and consume your content a bit more. But it's possible to use any link on the sliders for the regular pages, for custom pages, and for custom links, external pages as well. So it's very simple to use the search uh, widget here. Moving forward, we have the cards widget that we are using for featured listing. So to add, remove widgets, you have to place the mouse between two widgets. You see this plus icon that will insert the widgets right between the widgets you are seeing here. So let me click here just to show what we have available. It's categorized, so you can search for categories, and here's the all widgets we have. So you can add anything that you can see here on your pages. Recent members. This is for the forum. It's a plugin, a video gallery out of the box, a call to action, lead form if you want to having this engagement widget. So didn't find what you were looking for, so drop us a line and tell me what you were expecting to see, or suggest a company to be listed here. You can use it for several different purposes. The pricing cards, feature categories, there are options for everything here. It's a matter of selecting what design you like the most. And after that, after formulating your first hypothesis, test it with Hotjar or heat maps and see if it worked or not. So you can tweak it again and adjust your website on the fly at any time. So after you add your widgets, you go to the pencil icon and you can change the title. You can select the module that's going to pull the data from. So it's for listing, articles, etc. The number of columns to display contents, the link to see for the label for the link, and again, the link that will drive people to the next page. You can select from the main pages, from the custom pages, or even a custom link if you want an external website or another different page. And you can pick items individually, hand pick and highlight some specific advertisers, or customize the rules to display content randomly based on listing level, if and sort and the sort criteria, if it's highest rated, alphabetical, most viewed, recently added. You can have a widget just for the new companies listed, or anything you want to build. And the other criteria for ordering. So you can select the category, so you can have the best restaurants in and here for the categories for restaurants, for example, and a specific location. You can leave it empty to display all the type of content you have on listings on all locations. And also you can select the color of the widgets and if you're going to display banners or not. There's a square banner and a white skyscraper banner. So if you have just few content, you want to display a few items, like just 3 in a row, you can select this one with the square banner that will have a better design. So if you have more than 3 or 4 on the same line, you can pick the skyscraper banner that will fit better the design on your pages. And so on. So you can have a cards widget for deals, one for classifieds, one. This is an event widget. So let me show a few options we have that we can show. We have this one that's already on the page. We have the one that's a calendar and the one that's a carousel. So people can select the event and click on it and see a bit more information about it. So let me just add this one and see how it goes, to see how easy it is to manage the widget. So you can reorder the widget. So let me put the banners between them. Once you have made the changes, save it. And on the fly, let's view the page. We are looking for the new events widgets. So, okay, so upcoming events and the banners I add between them. And here we have the scrolling calendar of events. If I click on a certain date, it will open what there is available. So that's pretty much it. So I believe that's what I had to show today. So we're still open for questions. We have a bit more time to understand the homepage, the widgets. Okay, I'm going to go back here just to show the navigation a bit better. So this is the drop-down menu plugin that you can adjust the navigation, but it will work a similar way. If you have just the standard version, you can select on the navigation bar what we're going to have displayed. So I know that rent a car, no one is clicking on that. So let me just remove this from my navigation. Let me save the changes. Okay, so I just added the navigation. So here I have the rent a car. I'm going to refresh the page right now, and boom, it's gone. So on the fly, I made this tweak to remove a link that no one's clicking. So I have now more space on my website. I can analyze it and select one other thing to highlight on my navigation to help my users to find the content they are looking for. So I guess that's I have it for today. So we still have some more questions.
Just have one pop in now from Johannes. What are common mistakes that are made by users on the front page, and what can I do better in order to avoid them?
Let me
Well,
just go back here.
one that I think that is pretty common, Johannes, is to try to use every single widget that we have, and then you start creating a pretty long page with some irrelevant content, and your user will never reach down the bottom. And so that's a pretty common mistake that usually we recommend users to avoid doing that. Any other you can think of, Emerson?
Yes, I believe it covers most of the common mistakes because eDirectory has a lot of modules and you have a lot of content. So trying to display a lot of them on the homepage, uh, at least on our websites, prove it that no one's scrolling down to the bottom. So having the power of synthesis on your website, having one of everything, or at least the most important listings or categories for listings, for example, is a good idea to follow. But again, it depends on your project, it depends on your niche, it depends on several factors. So testing and testing and testing is the best solution we can provide at the moment because the user search habits change it from time to time. So it also answers a question from Dean uh, because you won't have the same users during all the time that your website exists. They will change. Their habits will change. So uh, let's say in November, they will be looking for deals, but in December, they will be looking for listings because of the Christmas, for example. So also answering Dean question, is it better to keep our homepage the same setup all the time, or how often should you change for a fresh look? It depends on your users. As I was saying, for November, we have Black Friday. So updating the homepage to start showcasing deals may be a good idea, depending on your niche. If it's a B2B niche, makes no sense because they don't go for Black Friday deals. But if it's a regular local search directory, uh, it may be a good idea. On Christmas, highlighting listings instead of deals, it's another strategy. So how often you should change the fresh look for your homepage depends on your project. But we can say that keeping the minimum uh, the same, at least navigation and the main slider or the first fold of your page is a good idea to keep it the same, even with rotating images, so it creates the consistency, the brand consistency. They will know they are on your website, but what's below the search bar, it can change whenever you want, depending on your niche goal, objectives, and content, of course. Okay, one more from Johannes. What are common mistakes that users do with the directory plugins and how can I avoid them? We will have the webinar just for the plugins coming soon. We'll be happy to answer your questions from that. But the main issue is not knowing what plugin does. So if you have the lead distribution, for example, uh, it makes easy to select that listings on the top level will receive unlimited leads, while listings on the most core level, on the bottom level of listing, uh, won't receive any leads. So if you can set up this, but if you do not highlight this information on your advertise with us page, there's no value for the potential advertiser. So the most common mistakes they do is not understanding how the plugins work and let the users know that there are features available. So it depends on plugin by plugin, but mostly are not knowing how to get the best of the plugins. One question from Rhonda, please show me how to add the platforms like heat maps and the other to see the activity. Okay, so let me just share the screen here very quickly. For the Google Analytics, it's an integration that's out of the box. You have here on settings, we have the menu Google integrations. And here we have the Google Analytics, so just create a property here, and also the Google Tag Manager. These are the most important connections you must do out of the box. Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager to be able to include external features such as the heat maps using this tool from Google. And also here on SEO Center, you are going to verify your website here, Webmaster Tools. This is to connect with Google Search Console. That will give you the data from organic search. And also for Bing Webmaster Tools as well. So these are the out-of-the-box integrations for Google services. And for Google and for the heat map tool, um, I'm not sure where is the setting I have, because they will create uh, okay, let me try to open Tag Manager. Tag
Yes, we
Manager.
use it through Google Tag Manager.
Let me just go to Google Tag Manager very quickly, because these two, heatmap tools and also other similar tools, they will provide you with a very quick script, a piece of code that you can add on your websites.
And
And
I
using
believe,
Google Tag Manager
sorry.
is very easy to do the connection. So I have a few here. So, okay, this is the Google Tag Manager that I mentioned. So it's a very simple platform. Here I have the tags, the scripts that are running on my website without having to open the code and using that. So I have here the Hotjar. They have an out-of-the-box integration as well. So all I have to do is to put my Hotjar site ID. It's here somewhere. I don't remember where it is, but I have this on the settings, for example. I have this Hotjar ID. I get this ID, put them here. I use the trigger to on all pages. So Hotjar is tracking all the pages of my website. So it's very easy to do this integration as well. If you need any help with that, you can
I just pasted the article. We have an article on how
oh,
to install Hotjar on our support knowledge base. That
oh,
could help.
perfect, perfect. So it's very easy to integrate with external tools. Johannes was telling that he was referring to plugins mostly used in the front page. I don't have this answer right now out of on the top of my head, because some widgets reflects on homepage and some just on the listings. So depends a lot. So What I can say that is we have the market selection plugin that reflects on the homepage that people can select a specific location or market and filter all the directory based on that location. But it's not a mistake, it's an advantage. So I can think about a mistake about using plugins on the homepage. Okay, so I guess that's it. So no more questions. We're going to end this webinar here. The recording will be posted on our blog by tomorrow, so come back to visit. And right after I finish the webinar, there will be a quick survey. So Gabriel, thanks for joining
Yeah.
today and for sharing the answers.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so that's it. See you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.